I have this blanket I made recently, a pattern called Leaping Stripes and Blocks by Tamara Kelly, who is Moogly, and it's a free pattern available either on her blog or on Ravelry. And I made it using Lion Brand Mandala yarn, which is in my area available at Walmart, and it comes in many different colors. And what I did was I used 5 different colors in this blanket, and like I said, I really like it. I like it a lot. I think it's very easy yarn to work with. It stays twisted nicely, and you can see here that the yarn has a good twist to it, and it's soft. It's very nice and soft. And with this stitch, you don't see drastic changes when the yarn changes color. You can see it if you look for it. For instance, right here, it changes. But it doesn't jump out and poke you in the eye if you're sensitive to that sort of thing. The one thing, oh, by the way, the edge came out really nice, if I do say so myself. I'm sorry about the background noise. I have my door open because it's really hot and I need some air. So, the one thing I don't like, now this corner looks good, but the other 3 corners kind of want to curl up. And so what I want to do now is see if blocking it is going to help a bit. So I'm going to isolate that corner a little bit here. And usually I use one of these to block with. Well, not one of them. I mean, it depends on the size of it. But this is a set of child's puzzle play mats that I got at Walmart on their after Christmas clearance sale a couple of years ago. And but if you don't have that handy, if that's not in your budget, you can go to your local store and ask them for a cardboard carton that they don't need. And as long as it's something you can put pins in, you're good. Because when I block acrylic, I don't use water. I just use heat, specifically my hair dryer. So here is the corner that is not cooperating at the moment. And I'm going to stick a pin in it, which this is not going to be a real complicated blocking. I'm going to stick another pin in it here, just because I feel silly putting one pin in the whole thing, but probably doesn't even need more than one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn on a hair dryer over here. That's a hair dryer. I'm not advertising that brand, but that is what I'm using. And so this is going to get slightly noisy. I'm going to try to not blow your ears right off, so I'm going to back this off as far as my arms reach. And really, I'm just heating it up a little. I'm not getting real excited about it getting extremely hot. I want to see just how much good it does to just do that little bit. Still warm. Maybe I'll give it another shot of heat as it's curling back up. See if that makes a difference. I'm experimenting with this. I have not tried this on the other corners, obviously, because they're still wonky looking. Now this feels soft when I hold it, and it's a little warm. It's not blazing warm. It's certainly not uncomfortable to touch. but I think that may have been enough to do the job. It doesn't seem to be springing back up now. Now I don't want to handle it too much and undo what I just did. So being that I didn't really seem to need pins with that, I think I'm going to just flop this back over and see if I can get at the other end here. And it's springing up too. It's wanting to curl. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to heat it and see if with my fingers it will flatten without any pinning at all. And it looks like just the hair dryer itself has flattened it out nicely. It's not springing. There. I think that's nicer. I like it better that way. And I have one more corner. You know, blankets have 4 corners. Well, unless you're doing a 12-pointed star, they don't. But this one, it doesn't really show so much that it's springing because it's springing in the downward direction, but there's the spring. So I'm going to blast this one yet. I'm holding the dryer fairly close. It takes over 200 degrees to melt acrylic, and hair dryers in the US, I believe, are regulated to 120 degrees to not cause harm to human beings. So there's a big margin for error here before you actually do any damage to yarn. I'm just kind of going to give it a moment to flatten itself out if it wants to. And there we go. We don't have the big spring happening. Not even a little spring. Looking really good. So I'm happy with that. So there you go. If your blanket is totally wonderful except for goofy looking curling corners, just see if you can convince them with a hair dryer that they'd like to be flat.